open space for open source and free software, a place where we have people, of course, which are very committed to doing this kind of work, but we want to have people from outside, we want to have people coming and going inside this kind of premises and doing connection with community worldwide. Okay? We are just a little object, like in chemistry, you know, there is a catalysis. You add a little microgram of something and something interesting happens. We are just trying to help to be a catalyzer in this kind of environment. And so let me talk about this logo you have seen a bit more. These little dots you have seen here have 3 different colors. Maybe they don't show up very nicely on the projector, but there are 3 different shades of blue. I mean, these kind of things. And so these 2 are mostly indistinguishable on the projector, but they are different. And these represent the 3 kind of entities we are trying to mix at IRIL. So developers and communities on one side, industries on the other side, research and education is the third community. And we really want IRIL to be a dynamic place where these components, little dots from these different communities come together and create something, this IRIL object, by doing collaboration synergies, and then go back to their respective communities, bringing back knowledge, information, connection, etc., and having this work over time. To do this, we are, of course, looking to have researchers, which are, we need some kind of special guys in research who are not just interested about publishing papers. We want people who are open to work with developers and engineers in the communities and in industries. I make a distinction because, as you know, in open source, being in a developer community does not mean you are in an industry. Okay, not necessarily the same thing. You can be different words. Ready to listen to them, to understand the problem and try and propose solutions which are connected to reality. So taking the 8 million lines of code of the Linux kernel and saying, hey, this is not the right way of building a kernel because it is not a modular architecture like the CMU original kernel was, and you should throw it out and write it from scratch. That's probably something sensible to do if you are doing high-level research in operating system design. It's surely not something sensible to do if you want to bring new innovation, solution, science to the people working on the Linux kernel. Okay? So we are looking for people in research with a spatial mindset. Okay? On the other side, we also are looking in people coming from industry and code communities with, again, a spatial mindset. Because many times you talk to engineers coming from companies or working in communities, and they just say, well, they are the extreme on the other side. They say, well, I don't need, what are you talking about? I mean, model checking, what's it? What is this, I mean, this kind of strange tools you are doing? We have solvers. You want to put solvers inside my code. I don't know what a solver is. I don't need it. I know how to make software work in the right way, etc. Well, that's not the right way of going too. I mean, people in communities have a lot to gain by accepting to talk to people in research that have the time to think in the mid or long term, that can ask the right question, collaborate with them. So again, here we need special people who wants to talk to people who is ready to listen to them and working with them together. Okay. We are also looking for special people ready to do teaching. You know, here in France, like in any other places, you have researchers in computer science, and then you have university people in computer science who do research and teach at the same time. And actually, the way our effort in teaching is evaluated is kind of biased, because it is counted in the number of hours that you spend teaching, and you don't count at all what you do on the other side. So if I have to fulfill 192 hours a year of equivalent hours of teaching or something like this, it is much easier to take an old book, a textbook which is already ready with all the exercises, etc. I do my 192 hours and then I'm free to do research or administration actually. And another thing is to say, no, I'm actually contributing to develop new courses, new teaching. And this takes a lot more effort but it is counted the same. Okay, as many people know. So we need some special guys who are willing to do the effort to actually build the new courses, despite these rules, which are not level. The playing field is not level. And we'll try to secure resources to help them, like to free some of their teaching time to work on this new kind of curricula stuff. And of course, the essential part of this new object, which is IREAL, are the young people, okay, the interns, either doing internships as young guys, or doing their master thesis, or doing their PhD, or they are doing a postdoc, or whatever here. Young people, engineers coming here, wanting to spend time with us, working together on exciting, interesting projects. And these are the components we are trying to bring together. Then we need to steer everything and see what comes out. And we really want to do to set up virtuous cycles of innovation where we try to bring together everybody. I mean, here we are building, for example, on the experience of one of the projects I had the chance to coordinate, which is running right still now. In one of these European projects, which is called Mancusi, we actually, you see, this is our marketing material. Look at how it is organized. Okay, we are explaining to people how users are connected to distribution editor, which are connected to researcher communities, which give back to distribution editor, which give back to the users. This is actually our philosophy. We want to improve the tools that are used to maintain your distribution, and to do so, we enable the users to say what they think, they're happy or not happy with the kind of installation they get, getting this information to distribution editors, which are actually the mediator in this stuff, getting the information from there to our research community, where we cook up the data in such a way that we can give it to researchers all around the world to do research on this. And when we get new algorithms, we pass them over to distribution editor that will build new kind of tools for the users. So this is a kind of philosophy we want to have all the time, putting people together and collaborating this way, not just different, separated communities which do not speak to one each other. So I already told you about the kind of people we want to have here. At the beginning, we have an initial group of people which are basically from academia with some PhD and postdocs. We are looking to invite and host here many high-level visitors coming from the developer community. We will start over in the next month to collaborate with them. Okay. Trying to have them here, having them give masterclass, helping developing material for the CS curriculum we are looking for. And we also want quite a lot to do collaboration with enterprises working in free software. Sorry, the only condition is you must respect the licenses of free software and the spirit of free software to really collaborate with us properly. And our resources are some specific infrastructure, an internship program, an international scientific council we are setting up, and some other pieces of infrastructure you will see. And actually all of you here can help. We can keep in touch, we can get in touch and have this infrastructure actually work properly. It is. Okay. I will not give you this to you because, I mean, this, of course, we are in France, so this is a country of bureaucracy, but I mean, we can forget about this. Why such an initiative? IREAL, why doing this here and now? Okay. Actually, there is an ecosystem which is kind of special, I have to say. I'm an Italian, okay? I keep talking with my friends in Italy who stay there, who teach computer science or work in IT in my country, and I have to say very sadly that something like IREAL could not happen. Cannot happen, at least not yet, not today. In my country, I'm very sad about this, because what they are lacking a special combination of ecosystem component that we actually have in this moment in France. I don't know if by chance or for a fundamental reason. On one side, you have here around Paris an incredible environment of university and research center who actually contributed to open source for more than 20 years. You remember what Michael said? I mean, in 1988, he was actually paid by INRIA to work on the GCC compiler for the C++ extension. 1988. When actually nobody heard about this. That's special, that's incredible, that's fantastic. It happened here. You have a unique set of innovation networks. We have connection with Systematique and Cap Digital that actually bring in ideas and are a way of exporting. Whatever we can do can actually be used and distributed inside these innovation clusters. We have communities which are very special. We have people working on advocacy for free software, which is very important. You have the April, you have a full, and many other dots, because there are many. We have industrial communities like the PLOS and the CNLL, who were created last year. We have technology communities like Object Web. We actually develop it here, even if it is an international endeavor. And you have education and research communities that are sensible to that do listen to the need to change the way we teach computer science and bring in open source directly in the curricula right away. Also, we are in a country which is kind of special, because in industry, if you look, it is probably the country that has the most business developed around pure players in open source and free software that I know of. Okay, it is 1.5 billion euros last year, out of a more or less 40 billion global size of the market in France, which is huge. I imagine in Germany there is a huge market also. I don't know the figure there, but I'm not sure they are as high as this. We have a lot of way to go before going to 40, okay? But it's not bad as a starting rate. Many technology players in the small and medium enterprises doing very interesting high technical job with which we can collaborate. And also, I should say, we have public bodies which start to understand the value of doing work in free software and open source and are actually helpful. Okay, the region, the state, the Ville de Paris, the town, local town, many other public bodies which do suffer all the limitations you mentioned, Gary. Actually, if I want to sell something to a public body, they are much better off buying licenses than paying for services. Yet, they do understand that's a problem, and they start working in this direction. So this is an overall view. Let me become a little bit more concrete. What will happen on Wednesday, okay, after these 2 days of collaboration are over? We will start by hosting 3 projects on the premises of the IRIL Center. One is this Mancusi project. I already told you about this. Another extremely exciting project is a Coccinelle project, which is a joint project between Paris 6, Université Pierre and Marie Curie, and INRIA. They have tools to improve the quality of the Linux kernel, which are fantastic. You will learn more about this afternoon. We also host the Oxygen research project, which is actually, I should say, a revolutionary way of doing web programming. And it is a project who started in academia, but it started from the scratch as a free and open source software with a real, clear, committed goal of having a community, building a community and creating a community around it. So it's an interesting and very nice experiment to do this. So this project will be actually hosted. But we have several strong connections to many already existing communities, while many of us are actually programming in, okay, let me say this right, okay? I do not believe every programming language has been born equal. It is not true, okay? Not every tool is equal to any other tool. If you need to put a nail in the wall, you use a hammer, you don't use a screwdriver. If you want to do something else, you need a screwdriver. They are not equal, okay? And so everybody of us is actually using many programming languages around. Sometimes you need C, sometimes you do Python, sometimes you do Perl, sometimes you do something else, whatever. But actually our community here is very strongly connected to a new, new for the people who don't know it. I mean, for a programming language which is quite advanced, which is the OCaml programming language, which brings us, even when we don't write progress in camera, it keeps this kind of feeling of